Alright guys, so we're here with my friend, and he finally got the mini bike. He traded it for the quad, so here it is. Just gonna be a short video for part 2, but here the mini bike is, guys. Alright guys, so I'm taking the mini bike for a ride. He said it tops out at about 38, so I'm gonna top it out and we'll see. Alright guys, so I topped out at 39, but we're gonna see if he can beat it. Alright guys, so he topped it out at 39.2. I think that's the best that we're going to get out of this. But that's it for the mini bike for part 2. But see you guys in the next video. Peace. Alright, now that part 2 is out of the way, now we're going to get into the next segment of the video. Today's video is brought to you by Vulgrco. If you guys are like me and you like riding dirt bikes and customizing your bike or customizing anything else, go and check out Vulgrco. They have a bunch of stickers. You can get custom stickers and a bunch of other stuff, but go and check them out. I'll put it right up in the corner right here. This part of the video is for people that want to get into dirt biking and don't know where to start. So the first thing you're going to need when getting into motocross or just riding in your backyard is a bike. And it can kind of be confusing because there's a couple different things you need to think about before getting a bike. If you're going to get a 2-stroke or a 4-stroke. Before we get any farther in the video, I'll just tell you the difference between a 4-stroke and a 2-stroke. So a 4-stroke is just regular gas out of the pump, and so if you get like a KLX, that's like a trail bike. So there's trail bike 4-strokes, which you can ride on a track, but they're mainly meant for trail riding. And then eventually, when you get up past those, like a 250 and a 450, those are race bike 4-strokes. And then for 2-strokes you have to mix the gas, and there's a power band, which a power band is when you get into higher RPMs, the power is there, and when you're not in those higher RPMs on the gas, then you bog the bike down and the power isn't there. But on a 4-stroke race bike, the power is there a lot more, I guess, than a 2-stroke. So if you're getting started, I would go with a 4-stroke like a Kawasaki KLX 140 or a 230, or if you're smaller, 110. Those bikes are great starter bikes, and I mean, you don't have to start with a 4-stroke. You can go to a 2-stroke. This is a 2024 KX85, and it's pretty powerful. It's definitely more powerful than like a KLX 140, but if you're gonna get started, I would probably go with a 4-stroke. Alright, so now that we talked about bikes and about a 4-stroke and a 2-stroke, what is the maintenance on these bikes? So now that we talked about deciding if you're gonna get a 2-stroke or a 4-stroke, here's the maintenance you have to do on these bikes. So a 2-stroke, you have to change the air filter, or you should do it every ride or every other ride, just to keep anything from getting in the engine and the carburetor. And then the other maintenance you have to do is every certain amount of hours you ride it. So it depends, I guess, what oil you run and how much oil you run. So the standard, they say standard on these bikes, you should run 32-1, which we run 36-1. It's a little bit less oil. So we have to replace the top end, which is this, and we have to replace that every around 25 to 30 hours just to keep my bike running and keep it in good shape. And also with a 2-stroke, you have to change the gear oil every certain amount of hours. We do it every 5 hours, but some people do it every 10 hours. But yeah, so now to the 4-strokes. The nice thing about the 4-strokes is you don't have to replace the top end. All you have to do on a 4-stroke is the air filter and the gear oil. So it's a little bit less maintenance, but some people like 2-strokes better, and some people like 4-strokes better. It's whatever you like better. Now that we talked about all that stuff, how much does a bike cost? A bike costs anywhere from around a decent bike anywhere from around $2,500 all the way up to $11,000. So this bike right here, brand new, is a 2024 KX85, costed $5,000. And my dad has a 2024 KX250 right here, and that costed about $7,000. But it kind of varies from which bike you're gonna get. But if you're gonna get like a KLX 140 brand new, I don't know the price exactly, but it's gonna be somewhere around $3,500 to $4,000. Now that we talked about bikes, what do you need after you get a bike? The basic things that you should have is a helmet, boots, and a pair of goggles. That's the minimum. But if you're gonna get into track riding or racing, you're gonna want helmet, boots, pants, jersey, knee braces, and at least in a chest protector. Those things are the best things to keep you safe. And some people will use neck braces. I don't personally use one, but some people do. But I mean, if you guys want to get a neck brace, just look into that before you just go and buy one. So when getting boots, you're gonna want to get motocross boots meant for a bike, because cowboy boots are not the same as motocross boots. So these are my motocross boots. They're Alpine Star Tech 7s. They're very nice because they grip the pegs really good. And then this is my helmet. It's a Bell Moto 9. And yeah, so the two things you need at least is a helmet and a pair of boots. And a helmet costs anywhere from $150 to $800. Boots cost from anywhere from a cheap pair around $100, and they go up to about $800. Other things that you're gonna need is a gas can, which this gas can costed me around $40, and then plus you're gonna need gas for it, and if you have a two-stroke, you're gonna need oil. Plus, if you're at a track, you're gonna have to pay the entry fee for that, which the tracks that we go to, they roughly cost from $15 to $30. Motocross is definitely not a cheap sport, but if you get a dirt bike and you really enjoy it, you can really have some fun doing it. So I figured I'd tell you guys how much everything costed with all my stuff I have for riding. So with my bike, my helmet, my boots, my chest protector, my jersey, my pants, my goggles, my gloves, and all that stuff costed around $6,600. So it's definitely not a cheap sport. I mean, you definitely don't need $6,600 to get into it. You can probably get into it with $3,000. You can get a bike and some boots and a helmet. But if you want to get into racing, it's definitely more expensive. But go and buy a dirt bike, guys, and try it out. So see you guys in the next video.